Okay, to break in this motor, we're just going to simply use some 10W30 motor oil. Okay, so, and then once we break it in well, we'll drain it out and get something really nice, like some sort of a royal purple or something like that. Run some royal purple in that, and engine holds about half a quart of oil, so we're going to put in about thereabouts half a quart, perhaps slightly less. And I'll let you know when we get done. We're on level ground here on the steps, and it's full up. So it's full up, so we're going to start this thing up. This kind of cross threads a little kind of easily. You know, I'm not liking how that fits in there. Once it gets going, it goes very easy, but just be slow and gentle with it, and don't try to go crazy. It's a little thing. Again, you want to change the oil, you got to do is pull that out. It'll drain all the oil out of the case. There's always a little bit of oil in here, but so we're going to fill her up with fuel. And we're going to give her a go. Quick tip: do not start this motor unless it's either bolted down onto something, and do not start it on concrete or a hard surface like this, because you can crack the case. If you don't have it ready to bolt onto something, go ahead and just put it out here on the grass, on the ground, so it can you won't hurt the motor in any way. So, all right, coming back out here. That keyway seems to be in there pretty well. So now we're going to fill her up with some gasoline. I don't know what this is now that it seems like all the gas motors have this little thing in them nowadays. I have no idea what that is. Okay, but come on. I really do not like these new fuel fill things they have. Alright, keep an eye on it. We don't want it to run over. I'm gonna go get some tissue to wipe this stuff that did spill. Now this thing holds 0.9 gallons. It's almost a gallon of gas. So it should take about half of this can here. It should be, there we go. That is considered full once it hits that red line there. So we're just a little bit over. So I'm going to go get some, be right back. This is a nice feature. That ball chain there, that's nice. I mean, can you just imagine being out there on the water and you're out of gas, you got to put some more gas in the thing, and you just slip, plop off in the water, no gas cap. That's like miserable, right? Just ball and chain, you know, just that works, just right there. It'll stay on there. So now you don't have to worry about you losing your cap. So that's good. So we've got plenty of fuel. We have plenty of gas. And now it's time to fire her up. So let's do us a check. Have that there. Ooh. I don't want oil on my engine. It needs to stay nice and pretty, like it's brand new all the time. Okay, this is the fuel line here. Set that to run. Close fuel valve below before moving. Okay, that's the fuel valve. This is the choke. That's the throttle. Wide open. Then we'll put it maybe about a third of the way through, the thing says, and there's the, I guess that's the linkage. Huh. And so what we're going to do is we're not going to try to fire it up. In fact, we're going to just take off that. These motors, what you want to do, here's why I'm doing that. The motor's bone dry. The carburetor's bone dry. You need to get fuel into the carburetor, so it needs to sort of prime. And you need to get some oil into the inner workings of the engine, here into the cylinder and things like that. So what you're going to do is just 2-3 revolutions like that. Just, you're not trying to crank it, you're just trying to... Now that you're ready to crank it, you're top dead center right there. Now we're going to put the spark plug back on there. Okay. And it should fire up in 1 or 2 pulls after this. Turns out I had the choke set completely the wrong way. That's for run, and it was already set to start, so there you go. Shouldn't take the choke off so fast. Alright, that is about done all I'm going to do for the break-in. Let it run for 3 hours. Vary the RPM like I was doing. Never let it run at, never put it at max throttle. That's the highest RPM I've run it, is just when you saw me do it just there. So 3 hours. Don't put it here in the dirt, man. It'll just dig into the ground and stuff and kick up a bunch of dust and just dust all over the thing now, which is alright. I mean, just clean the air filter, it'll be fine. So that's a quick tip. And you see, get dust, and says dust and grit all on that. So I'm going to have to get me some. I'm going to have to get my what is that? Denatured alcohol and clean all that off, and it'll be fine. But just as a tip, if you don't have anything to bolt it to, best thing to do is to just, once you get it all oiled up, gassed up, just put it right back in the crate, and it'll be fine. And I can just it just not, you know. Alright, I'm going to try to fire it up again here. I'm going to run all the fuel out of the carburetor. Well, anyway, I mean, you see how it works. I didn't want to just sit there and bore you to death with it, but now we've got it ready to go. Now let's move on to the drive shaft. Once we get everything cleaned up with denatured alcohol, move on to the drive shaft, bolt everything up, and we'll be ready to go running, fishing. Now let's just check the gas. That's 3 hours of running, and we still have, there's still gas in there. 3 hours of running, and there's still gas in there. You know, I mean, that's 3 hours of run time on a tank of gas, and we just weren't even, that's just constantly running. I mean, that was constantly running. I mean, we'd never be able to do that with my trolling motor, you know. So we fire it up again, just for the fun of it. I'm having fun with this thing. Come on now, a little bit more. Oh, yeah, I think the fuel line off. Yeah. Didn't have the motor on. Good motor. Good motor.